Let's play some more chess. You know what? I never play the Caro Kann. I never ever do. I don't know the opening all that well. But I want to try out some new territory and see if I can make it work. I think this is the move. From what I understand, we're gonna play this at some point. You might have to play that and then dunk the knight there. I think that's I think it's supposed to be like that. Yeah. Kinda weird, because it reminds me of the Scandinavian Defense Advance variation. Let's just trade. And develop the knight. You can take this pawn. Sure thing. Sure thing. Although I'm now attacking your pawn right back. You're gonna defend it, make another queen move. Gonna defend it like this. I think that's a pretty suboptimal square for the bishop to go, but it's not horrible. Probably, I think. Maybe, I guess. Is it? Yeah, that's exactly what he does. Okay, let's move the knight twice. Not what I would usually do, but it doesn't seem ideal. But getting it in the center is probably good. And I would rather trade his bishop for my knight and then attack this all over. Then moving the bishop, knight here and getting this trade. And then getting the pawn. Because I already broke up my pawn structure here. I kind of want to keep these guys intact. If at all possible. Come on, you're just going to move this, aren't you? Or are you going to castle first? You need to develop. Develop. PK random numbers from America? Malaysia. It's hard to see, it's so small. And apparently I unintentionally gambited a pawn. I guess I should have taken, shouldn't I? But this is what it is right now. Look at my time. I'm still in the opening, okay? That's what's going on here. I could move the oh. I guess I'm just gonna go here and defend everything the queen is attacking. Maybe play this, but I don't want to move my knight away from the center. It does seem a lot safer to castle kingside right now. Oh, okay. Well, sure, just hide your bishop behind your own pawns and allow me to develop. Man, you're looking at this, aren't you? But I'm just gonna castle, buddy. I don't think you can stop it. Not realistically. Also, because of the way we played this, I might have gambited the pawn, but I'm white. And he's black. Because he didn't develop all his pieces yet. No, wait, I still need to castle, so he can move his knight. I can castle, and then we are equal in development. Although the center is kind of contested. I still have this, but I want to castle first. Because it just seems like the more intelligent thing to do. I feel like because he's thinking so long, I think he's putting too much emphasis on this whole situation. You're gonna go there. That's so weird. I'm just gonna castle. Oh, he's noticing that I'm gonna castle here, so he wants to reroute. Yeah, fair enough. I can just take your bishop, maybe? Can I? Do I want to? Should I? I think the answer is no. I could go here, attacking his queen and a pawn. So his queen has to move like here somewhere in order to protect that pawn. And then what? Then what can I do with this move? What's the next big idea? Well, if he does that, actually, if I go here and he goes like to either of these spots, now I can take this pawn back and we might trade bishops. But I will have my pawn back, so I guess that's a profit. Still need to develop the rooks, so let's not get too excited. Think these are the squares for the rook to go. Rooks. The D and C ranks files, I mean, the files. Rank, file, I know. Like first rank, second rank seems logical, and files where you numbered by the alphabet. I know some basic things, as basic as they might be. So, I have my material back. Just quickly repositioning. There, repositioning the microphone. This is a really weird setup. It was only pieces being moved and almost nothing else. Ah, interesting. So what's the big idea? I can go here, then he can't really do anything. He can't take the knight because I will take back, although he can win a pawn back. I could go here. Then if he takes, I take, but if not, I'm just not seeing this. He can't take this anyway because I'll take his queen, and no matter what happens afterwards, as long as my queen is safe, I'll be ahead. I'll be a face. I could go here instead, protecting this pawn as well. I think that's the move. It has to be the move. Is it? I go here. He takes my knight. And of course, I take his queen, he takes my queen, but then what? Then I'm screwed. So what else is there? Do I move forward anyway? If I move forward, we could get... Well, no, we can't. I think I need to move forward. I could go here. Open up this, but still protecting that. I'm giving away a pawn. But I think the speed of the attack is more important than a single pawn when all these pawns are still back here. So go and take my pawn, it's fine. I just might move my rook over here, push this pawn, get trades, or otherwise take. Well, I have to do that, don't I? So now what? Your knight can't attack my queen. My knight can't attack your queen. It's time to bring the rooks, pal. Gotta do it. So you're gonna go there or something? This could be an idea to disallow the knight attack. Developing the rooks could be an idea, and getting this in and starting work on this file, but also just keeping his knight from maneuvering at all is probably in my best interest. Wait, is it? Is the knight going here really that scary? What's he gonna do? As long as I stay close to my knight, he can't do anything. Yeah, I'm gonna protect this square to keep the knight from doing that. Because if it goes here, just take the knight. And also my pawns are pushing forward more now. He has this one stray pawn, but that's not very impressive so far, unless he goes for something like that, which might be interesting, but it also opens up these diagonals. Okay. Well, I'm gonna bring the knight back and attack this pawn. Bring it back towards the center instead of going there. If he goes here, okay, that's not too bad. It's not too bad, but I still need to wonder just where I want my queen to go. It could be here, attacking stuff and having open space to maneuver. So that seems like a very active square to put my queen. What will I do after this? Just take and then he develops his rook? Well, so what else do I want to do? Move back? No, I'm gonna move here. I think I'll just have to trade those pawns. Or maybe do this if he pushes. Because if he takes, I can take. And if he wants to trade rooks, well then so be it. But I'll be the one having the open file. An active position for my queen. And the knight attacking the pawn. So I think that's preferable if he pushes this. Equal material, both lost, both are bishops and a knight and one pawn. But I think my position is a teeny tiny bit better because the queen is so active. Really? You want to go for a queen trade? You want to go for a queen trade? Well, maybe it's time to pick up my pawn then. Yeah, I think it is. Now you better decide, do you want to trade queens or not? See, you wanted me to trade on your terms, getting this pawn in and protecting that pawn. Not gonna do that. Taking it back. I could have taken back with the pawn, but I like the idea of him pushing this, me pushing that, going for the trades, and then going for these trades. Oh, but I did not look at that, did I? I did not look at that. Well, now I just need to make sure my attack starts roaring, because material is equal again, and I need to make a move. I can go here, he can go there or there. Then I can go here, he can go there. Then I'm sad. I can start pushing, pushes I take. I don't have a passed pawn, but I can create it that way. He might take this, although I doubt it. He can go here, but then I can go here or there. And then he just can't go anywhere without being captured. I kinda wanna start a pawn avalanche, and I think I should be the first to do it and to just get it going. See, if he goes like this, I can go like that, because if he takes, I can take back. Yeah, sure. Let's lift. Get the rook behind it. If he does this, I just do this. It's no biggie. I could push this pawn. Yeah, I'm gonna push it. I don't think he took that into account with my knight defending that square. And he can take this, but I can just take back. So how are you gonna defend your knight? Is the question I'm posing. You could go here, getting a double attack on that, but I can still add one more rook. You can do it like that, okay. So if I attack, what can he do to respond? He can go there or there. Or there, although that's not very scary. And it doesn't let my pawn avalanche continue. Now I can actually get this structure. So he's back there. Oh, that's not scary. Move those pawns forward. Get an attack. Maybe add this one now. Maybe add both. I don't know. Just start pushing those pawns. Creating space for myself. Taking away his space. He's got a rook he's not using at all. He's got a knight that doesn't seem to have a destination. And I need to move my rook in as well. Because my rook currently doesn't have any sort of destination either. His knight can go here, 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 here. Will get taken on those squares. Won't get taken there. I could push this pawn to get that done. To get rid of the knight's mobility. If he goes there, I can just take, take, and then his knight needs to move again. Oh, how about that? Oh, I did not see that one coming. Well, I kind of want to move my rook in on the attack. If I do here, he wants to move his knight there, but getting there is going to take a long time. It's like something like, I don't know. So let's make sure now my rook is lifted, my other rook, that they are aligned vertically. So we can get something done. Done up in this joint. Am I ahead or not? I mean, I've got some very aggressive pawns here. I can go here. If he takes, I take, and that's... But if he pushes, I want to have another pawn ready to do something about that. So let's start moving the rest of the pawns. Pawn avalanche for the win. If he pushes here, I take. He can take any way he wants. Like this, this, or this. So if he pushes, yeah, I think I should take. I want to go these. I want to go there. So push this, push that, push that. And that should be enough to open up his king and get an attack brewing. That's a move I did not take into account. Probably because it's a horrible move and he just doesn't know what to do. So here and here. Okay, so now we take. Wait. Is it that simple? If we push, he can take like this and we take back. That might be preferable. If he takes like this, we can take back and this pawn doesn't get isolated. That might be preferable. Yeah, I'm gonna double attack his pawn instead. Cause he has 3 attackers on this square anyway. Again, I want this trade to happen on my terms, not on his terms. And if he doesn't take, I now have an extra defender. So I'm pretty happy. Also, if he doesn't take, maybe I should go here. Because he can push. And then this can happen before we get these trades going. But yeah, I'm pretty sure my pawn avalanche is doing what it's supposed to do. It's looking like a freaking crossbow, man. Like we're just aiming it at his position. Okay, so you're gonna take like that. That's fine. Maybe I'll end up screenshotting that crossbow formation and using it as a thumbnail. If I did, I don't know what you should do. but I might. I can go here, because even if he pushes, this allows me to either take a piece or get rid of the last pawn, and then I'll have a passed pawn. So that's something. Yeah, what you gonna do? I think what he should have done is not play so defensively and do something about these pawns. Because he had a pawn majority here. Yeah, it's a bit too late now, man. It's a bit too late. I thought the sequence out a while ago. Now this is a beautiful little fork, so you have to do something about it. Take with the knight first? I don't know. You have knight and rook, I have rook and rook. Not much you can do. You can't move it forward and lift it because of this. You could move this here so that you can take like this and lose a rook that way. But this is not looking good for you. And it seems to me like my little crossbow is doing what it's supposed to do. Only downside I can see so far is that I have isolated pawns, but really, who's paying attention to this side of the board now? That's not where the action is at. His king is driven into the corner, my pawns are at the front door, I have a big fat stack aimed at in that direction, and if he doesn't do anything, I can even go here and attack his rook, forcing it to move. But I think this move first, that has to be the move, right? He's thinking. Even if this ends up in an endgame, I will have a major time advantage. Pawn fork. Okay, so we got rid of a rook. Now, what are we gonna do about his pawns? We're gonna push our pawn and then move the knight here. So his rook will either get taken or it will move. I will push and then take the other rook. And then we should be golden. I don't think he has enough time to pull this off. And I still have my rook on the back rank. And he's down a rook now. So this is not looking good. And this might mean, guys, that I'm finally going over 920 in my rating. This might be the game. The crossbow rook arrow game that launches me into the great heights of 920 elo. I'm so proud of myself. My mother always told me I would achieve great things. Well, if this isn't great, then I don't know what is. What are you gonna do with the rook? What are you gonna do with the rook? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with the rook? Yeah, this pawn is just ruining it right now. Otherwise, I could go for ladder mate. Yeah, he resigns. He can see it. 921 elo. We made it. I'm so proud of myself. This is great. Rematch? Sure, man. Let's get a rematch. Now I'm white. Let's go London system. Because it's the only opening I really know with white. And it prevents the e4 openings. Yeah, sure. Sure, let's defend it like this. I think pushing is the smartest thing to do positionally. So maybe I should have taken, I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna take anyway. Yeah, I figured as much. Sacrifice your bishop. Just sacrifice it. Yeah, I want this trade to happen, so that's not scaring me at all. And I want to move my bishop out. If I go here and here, can I get anything done there? No. No, I don't think so. Is he thinking the same thing? No, he's just developing his knight. Nothing special going on here. Oh, wait a second. No, he can defend it too easily. I was thinking I could go here, check his king. He can go here. Then I can make this trade happen. And then I can play this. But not sure what that will achieve, because he can just get his... But I can defend, and after castling, this pawn is defended by the rook. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna see how it turns out. I didn't take into account that the knight can block. But then he just pins his knight, and my bishop wants to be there anyway. So I think this is the more important one for me to think about. I think I would play this. I think the best move is this. So that tells you I don't consider myself to be a very good player. But that's fine. I'm just learning, you know. It's just playing, having fun. Just learning. He could retake with the knight. And then I can pin the knight. Well, now the knight is pinned. So let's just castle. And then develop my last knight. His bishop is blocked in completely. So he's not going to develop that. Just castle. I don't know what else you're supposed to do. I was considering going there, and I don't need to play this quickly. I do not need to play this quickly. I need to calm down and think properly. I do not need to think this, to play this quickly. Calm down, DJ-san. I could move here. You know what? I might want to play this. Because now I win his queen. Don't I? No, not if he takes back with the knight. Is he smart enough? Yeah, he is. Okay. But that must have been scary for a second. I don't think I want to trade queens. I don't see the big advantage for me. I might want to go here so I can move sideways and pin the knight in the process. Again, moving or refusing his the move of his. I can't think anymore or speak. Just forget everything. I am not capable of thinking or speaking. I forgot that he can take this pawn. And I don't see a good way to defend it. I can get the knight out of the way to connect the rooks, but then he also takes this pawn. So that's a bit iffy. I could move the knight here, but that's not better. Well, it's kind of better. But it's certainly a losing position for me. I should have traded queens. It's probably a blunder, this move that I played. But everything except this pawn is now defended. And I'm just going to move my queen over to this side. Force him to do this or castle. I mean, this is defended. These defend each other. They defend that. It's just this one. It's the only one that's not defended. Just take it. Capitalize on your advantage. And take the freaking pawn. You think it's a trap? Well, you might think it's a trap. And to be fair, it could be. But I just intend to launch an attack. It has worked well enough for me so far. So let's get a move on. So I kind of want to move my rooks here. I mean, this is screaming that he will castle kingside. He's been safekeeping these pawns. And if I just add one attacker, let's just start the pawn storm. Aggression, here we go. Moving the rook in seems useful, don't get me wrong. But if I just move like this, what's he gonna do? Push the pawn anyway? Great. Now I can move my knight in. Not yet, because this needs to be safe first. I also I want these pieces out of the way, so I can push these pawns as well. Move my king up. No, I don't need to move my king up, that's stupid. I would rather just lift my rook and put it in front of the other rook. Oh, in case I do this or something. No, I'm not buying it. I think he's just a little bit panicked, going into the defensive, and now I can just get this in. Or maybe even this, push. No, this, push. unmovable bishop. Sort of unmovable at least, and sort of unmovable rook. Knight not participating too much. If he moves here, I just trade. Rook not in the game. Oh, you're finally gonna... Well, now I don't want it. Yeah, making you think with my attacks, don't I? I don't know why I was facing like 1100 ELO players a few videos back, and now it's just all these 900 to 1000 players. The search settings. Oh, what's that? What's going on there? Maybe that. Okay, the search settings are set to 25 below my rating and like, I don't know, 400 above my rating. It's kind of weird to put my king in line of his bishop, but I'm gonna be able to defend like this anyway. And if he pushes, I just take. I know it's gonna be an isolated pawn, but I don't want him to have a passed pawn. Oh, how about that? Maybe now I'll just go here instead of doing the lift. I could go here if he castles queenside. Maybe that would have been better to do that first. And I like time pressuring my opponents, but so far we're not actually using our time properly at all. So this probably would have been a better move. Prevent him from castling queenside. And if he doesn't castle queenside right now, I'm gonna have to play that move. If he does castle queenside, I might play it anyway. And then just lift the rook afterwards and get this one behind to get an attack going on his queenside. Oh, he spots it, doesn't he? Okay, I can attack his queen. I can move my rook in position. But if I attack his queen, where will he go? He can go to several places, actually. If I attack his knight, even if he castles, it'll just lose his knight, right? So he has to move his knight. So if I go here, his knight will move. Well, not here, because I just traded. Or, wait, I did this. If it goes there, I can just trade and he can take like this. And then if he moves the pawn out of the way, we'll have a problem. So what will I do? If I do goes here, if I go here and he goes there, then I can take and he can take. And then what? And then what? I could go here and let him take the pawn instead, because if I take back and he takes with the queen, I can move the rook in to help. Assuming I push this pawn first, so I want to do both things in one turn, that's not going to work. If I go here, he can't move his knight, because I'll take his queen, so that's one way to get out of that attack. So if he goes here, I'll take. If he goes here, maybe I'll finally trade. Although he's up material. My advantage is positional. I could play this to defend the rook. That's something as well. If he goes here, maybe. But I want to be very mindful of this attack. Maybe go here. always a dream of ending up there, but neither knight is really ever getting there. And then, like, how you gonna do that? My attack apparently was not fast enough. Now, I could go for this, or I could go for the queen trade. Do I want the queen trade? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. What's the alternative? I think I should go for the queen trade. Really? Well, you're gonna lose your knight otherwise. Or I can protect my knight, but then this square is no longer protected. I could go for this. I mean, if we're gonna lose the queens, we're gonna end up in something that feels very endgamey. Yeah. We take like that, because the rooks are gonna... I don't want the rook stuck behind two pawns to move up and down again. While with the king here, I can push this pawn. Ah, like that, eh? Maybe push this. He can take it. And we trade. And then he can take it, and he has a passed pawn. How do we deal with this? See, he's gonna take my rook if I'm not careful, because he's skewering. Or maybe this is the opposite of the skewer. No, the opposite is the pin. This is a skewer. I think it's better to protect like this and have him either take my pawn or push it, and then try and attack the pawn with a rook. But this is suddenly turned into a very, very bad situation for me. Who would have thought that with 3 minutes of thinking, I'm losing to the guy who was willing to think for more than 7 minutes? How weird. I never would have guessed. So what's the best thing I can do here? I think just push the pawn. Yeah, I figured that much. I have to take like this, because otherwise he can just take my knight. No, he can't, because I could take like this. But the knights defending each other seems pretty good to me. He never castled. It's so weird to me. I'm gonna move the rook here, I think, and attack this pawn, because I do not want him to get a passed pawn, because that just messes up endgames completely, and I still have 2 rooks. So as long as I have 2 rooks and other stuff, I can still get a proper checkmate in. Of course, Magnus Carlsen could get a checkmate in with like 2 pawns and a king. But I'm not Magnus Carlsen. Yeah, that was to be expected. You can't defend the pawn. Not with these pieces, not with these pieces, not here, not there. You cannot defend it. So a counter threat is probably the best thing you can manage. And my rook being stuck here is really bad, so I'm gonna need to improve my position ASAP. really the whole advantage is all in the pawns. I'm gonna need to start hunting pawns like crazy just to regain some advantage, or regain to get rid of my disadvantage. Yeah, okay, so that was coming anyway. Not much to think about there. That was a forced trade, pretty much. You're losing this pawn, one way or another. Pushing this might be legit. Yeah. And I have a lot of time. I did not use it properly. It's time to use it now. If I go here, I attack his rook. He can castle. He can move his rook. There's nothing I can do. If I go here, I keep him from castling queenside. But he can attack. And then what? And then what? Well, then I can reroute. It's a way to get my knight to safety and keep it in the center, because if he pushes this pawn, I can take back, he can take, and then I can go here and keep my knight in the center, where it controls a lot of space and it can jump up to any side of the board where it needs to be. So that's probably what I should be going for. But man, his pawns are terrifying me. Yeah, figured as much. Oh, I can take with the king. That's an option. Get my king too close to the center. It's going to be an active piece now, so let's use it. Does mean I don't have this push available yet anymore, but that's fine. Getting my rook down is probably a good idea as well. With this being a bit more locked up, I should probably hunt for these pawns. So I'm looking at that move next mostly. Yeah, this was coming. That was coming, and that's no surprise. I can attack his rook, but I can't fork anything with it. I can attack it like this and lose it. I can place it here and attack this rook, pawn, but he can just attack me back. And then where will I go? If I go here, I attack his knight and could maybe get that out of the game. Okay, wait, let's be thorough. Let's be thorough. If I go here, I just lose knight. If I go here, I just lose knight. This seems pretty stupid. I just don't see how I would reroute it. This attacks a pawn, which can be pushed, and then there's no problem for him anymore. So it's too easy to counter. If I place it here, he can push his pawn, and I can reroute it here maybe, or there. This is an option. This keeps me from protecting this pawn when I move the rook down. This is asking for a trade, and a trade does not seem to be in my best interest right now. So I'm looking at these two squares mostly, either attacking the rook, which he's just gonna move like down here or something, or attacking this pawn. I think I'm gonna need to go here, because he can't move his rook here. I forgot about that. I just take it. So this is somewhat of a fork. I also didn't take that into account. Now that it's placed, I can actually see it a bit better. So I will probably win a pawn back. And I really need to win pawns back. Without those pawns, I've got nothing. What's the idea? Well, my knight can't really go, or my king can't go to some of the more important spaces. I think I'm gonna go for this one. And now he can, I should have gone here, because now he can fork my pawn and my king. And I need to go there, because when he takes my pawn, okay, so he's going to do this. I'm going to go there. He takes my pawn. I take his pawn with check. And then fork his rook and pawn. That's maybe an idea. He didn't go for it. He didn't. Okay, interesting. I can now fork his rook, defending my pawn, and also forking his other pawn. So that seems like a pretty good move right here. He really wants to get this pawn to the other side. He knows it will win him the game if he manages to do that. I'm guessing he wants to go there. I might go here. What does his knight want? What does the knight want? So if he goes there, I go here. I'm not sure what he wants to do next. He still hasn't used this rook, but my rook is completely stuck as well. Yeah, I figured that much. I think I'm going to go here, because I need to do something about that pawn. So now what? What you gonna do? You know, there was a consideration to go here, actually, and move this. Because if he takes, we can just take, and then I move back. But if I do it now, he can just take. And it's done. It's over. Otherwise, I could take back, and then these trades could happen. So moving the king in the other direction, back towards the corner, even though it was in the center, would have given me this option. Interesting. Well, at least I'm still Okay, that was going to happen at some point, wasn't it? Where do I move my knight? I might move it here. That might be better. I mean, the position has changed. I can go back and it doesn't matter. He's using almost all of his time to think. and the position is still complicated enough for victory to not be obvious. So this time pressure that I'm putting on him might actually be exactly what I need. And in the end game, the game is simplest. So I'll have time to think about the actual optimal moves. I need to be on time though. This is 15 plus 10. And if the board only contains a few... what do I need to do here? How will I deal with this? Oh dear. Yeah, this is looking horrible. Absolutely horrible. I think I need to protect that pawn like this. But if I go here, the pushes are just coming. No, but I can still defend like this. I only need to move the king. But this is a tense situation. Not what I wanted for this game. Oh man. Moving my knight towards the center is probably good. Wait. Let's not be too quick here. I can move here, giving me a potential attack on his rook, which he can just solve without any effort. I can go here, give another check. And depending on where he goes, I might fork his rook and knight, so that's something. I cannot go there or there because it's defended. I can go here or here, but that's stupid. I cannot go here because that's defended, so it's either of these two. I'm gonna go for the check because it just seems like the most obvious thing to do. I don't understand why he would move there and let me fork his king and rook. So it's probably going to go here instead. Which means I could go here. Or yeah, that's possible as well. Which means I could go here. And then he can take my knight. And I'll take his knight with check. But if he takes this, it's with check as well. So I would play this. He might not take the knight, but play this. I'd have to move. Then he takes my knight. I take his knight with check. Yeah, I'm gonna go here. I think that's sort of intelligent. I've seen worse moves. He just has a minute left to think. We still have some pieces left. So really the time pressure is all I've got going for me. He took one of my pawns that didn't even move yet. I took one of his pawns that had moved, so that's a eeny beeny tiny little advantage for me. If he moves his rook here, I could maybe take this pawn. he can go for this, that, this, and then I'm done. Interesting. Interesting. How do I defend? If I go here, he can go here. He's close to getting a checkmate. He's really close. If I make the wrong move, it's mate in 1. And he has to end this quickly because he has almost no time left. I need to stop, breathe, and think. If I go here, he goes here, wins, done. So this is the big threat right now. I could move here, but then he can skewer my knight to the rook, and I'm done as well. So I should go here. What can he do then? Well, if he plays this, I just move forward. So if I go here, he wants to make sure I can't go forward anymore. And then I can maybe play this. It's the only move I have right now. I've been grossly underestimating how close this guy is to checkmating me. PK weird numbers. You want to win your rating points back. Yeah, I know you do. If I go here, he doesn't have this. But if I go there, he does. And I'm done. So I need to go here. Oh, this is very specific. Okay, what's the point? Well, I have time. I've got all the time in the world. What's the point? If I move the rook, you take my pawn? If I take your pawn, how are you gonna checkmate me? If I take your pawn, how are you going to checkmate me? You're gonna move here? Well, okay, that's actually pretty annoying. If he goes there, what can I do? I can go here. No, but if he does this, I can go here. And then he's gonna need to get some distance in. And then I'm screwed. So I might need to use this rook. I might need to place this rook here just to defend. Oh, that's very particular. If I didn't take time here, I would have been checkmated in no time, and it's still a big, big threat. I'm trying to look at this as a puzzle. I don't have the time for that kind of stuff in the middle game, but right now, I do. He still has the material advantage. He does. Well, now what? You just want to place this rook here? And what's that gonna do for you? I move. Then you move this. And then it's checkmate. So I need to move this to make sure you can't checkmate me. Wow. This is so weird. Yeah, that pawn was coming, wasn't it? Well, my king escaped the checkmate threat. His pawn is not going to make it past, even if he protects it. You don't have time for this stuff. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. The 10 seconds he has, that he can constantly use, is just too much time. He keeps having enough time to think about these simple few things that need to happen. Well, that certainly makes it harder to checkmate things. I'm cutting off the king, so that's pretty useful. But I also want to get rid of this pawn. He can just defend like that. I can actually get a check in. Okay, what if I do that? I get a check. He moves somewhere. If I just trade rooks, he's gonna promote. Okay, alternatively, if I go here, he can defend, and then I can't do anything and my rook is stuck. If I go here, I can defend and attack, although not forever. Then there's this option, but if he goes here, I'm screwed. Because I need to take, and then he has too much stuff that can promote. Okay, then I can check. And move back. I don't see the advantage. I think I need to move here, because I'm going to be screwed otherwise. I think I need to. Yeah, this sucks. This sucks. I saw I was going there for a bit, but I just don't see. I should have moved back further, because then I was still pinning him. But now I could attack the king, but it wouldn't have had it wouldn't help in any way. He still needs to checkmate me. I'm just gonna give him the honor of doing so. He got me. He got me good. Oh, I'm inside the square. I can take that one. Oh no, wait, I'm not. I'm not inside the square. Too bad. What am I doing? Let's just no wait, because I might get a stalemate. Stalemate is a thing. And if he does stalemate me, then that would be amazing for me. He already has 2 minutes of time left now because of the plus 10. Crazy. Is this checkmate? No, not yet, not yet. Please tell me he's not gonna make 3 queens, because that would be very, very sad. But hey, my opponent deserved the win. Absolutely did. I just didn't use my time, didn't calculate properly. I didn't blunder anything, so that's something, but I did make mistakes. Let's just do a quick game review for this one, because I'm curious to see what I should have done better. Big challenges, okay? Analyze it. Our accuracy was, well, I'm not proud of it. I messed up this early on, and I just tried to not die for the rest of this game. Oh wow, I didn't even experience it like that. I just had more inaccuracies, less good moves, less best moves. He had some misses. My game rating was 1050, not bad, but his was 1400. So not bad at all. His mid game was better. Okay, so let's start a review. Let's see. Opening with queen's pawn. Nothing special. Theoretical moves. This was not ideal. I should have played the other pawn. And I was afraid of this trade, but again it says no, just play the other pawn. Just dude, play it. Who really wants me to play that pawn? Just getting the trade was best for me. That was the... Wait a second. All of this was fine. There was no big problem with any of this. Moving the queen there was silly. I should have moved that queen back. Yeah, and I saw that later because of this pawn. And here I started to get a disadvantage that I never recovered from. Moving the queen there, You ignored an opportunity to develop a piece while also winning a tempo on the queen by moving that rook. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, dismiss opportunity. And launching the attack was not ideal either. He should have castled. Oh my god, just this whole attacking idea was horrible. It was just, oh my god, just all of it. Bad after bad after bad, just all of it sucked. And this is where it all went wrong. Okay, so I need to look up a video by somebody who knows what they're doing about how you should launch an attack. Because if I get that idea down a bit better, then I should be fine. I mean, I think this is the big problem with this game, was that I was trying to launch an attack that just was not there yet. It just wasn't an attack. Yeah, okay. So, I'm gonna do that, and let's hope the next video I will be playing a bit better, but at least I'm ending at a higher rating than what I started at. And I broke through my all-time high, making it through 920. So, happy to do that, happy to have done that, and I'll see you guys next time.